BBC Breakfast was brought to a halt as John Kay and Sally Nugent had breaking news for TV viewers. BBC Breakfast was interrupted on Tuesday, the 21st of January, in order to make way for a breaking news segment. A breaking news banner appeared on the screen before John Kay and Sally Nugent interviewed the Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp via video link. It comes as the hosts discussed the public inquiry into the 3 murders committed by Axel Rudakubana in Southport last year. As the interview got underway, it was revealed that Prime Minister Keir Starmer will deliver a statement to the public at 8:30 a.m. He is due to address the public inquiry into the Southport attack after Rudakubana pleaded guilty on Monday, the 20th of January, to killing BB King, Elsie Stankham, and Alice de Silva Aguiar at a dance class on the 29th of July 2024. He admitted 16 charges, including the attempted murders of 8 children and 2 adults, possession of a knife on the day of the murders, producing a biological toxin, ricin, and the possession of an Al-Qaeda training manual. Speaking on BBC Breakfast on Tuesday, the Shadow Home Secretary spoke about the inquiry as another breaking news banner appeared on the screen. He said, "The independent reviewer of terrorism legislation, Jonathan Hall Casey, raised concerns, I think, last October about the fact that more information should be put into the public domain to make sure there isn't, as he put it, an information void. We obviously saw those terrible and completely unacceptable riots after the appalling murders, and I would like to see this inquiry also look at whether the government and police in CPS should have put a bit more information into public domain, as Jonathan Hall has suggested they ought to." Sally then asked Chris whether he thought that he and his government colleagues might end up having to take a share of the blame for what happened. Responding to her question, the Shadow Home Secretary said, "I'm not going to speculate about what this inquiry is going to find. That's the whole point of an inquiry, to find out exactly what happens. So, let's just let the inquiry do its work. I strongly support establishing the inquiry, and as I say, if there are recommendations that it makes to keep people safe, then I'm sure parliamentarians across the whole spectrum would support those recommendations." Responding to her question, the Shadow Home Secretary said, "I'm not going to speculate about what this inquiry is going to find. That's the whole point of an inquiry, to find out exactly what happens. So, let's just let the inquiry do its work. I strongly support establishing the inquiry, and as I say, if there are recommendations that it makes to keep people safe, then I'm sure parliamentarians across the whole spectrum would support those recommendations."